Good morning. I'm product attorney Jason Ochs, and this is your Wyoming Health Watch. It's October 2nd, 2019, and as of this morning, there were over 800 reported lung disease conditions that have been reported to the CDC. Sadly, over 12 of those individuals have already died from a mysterious lung disease that is believed to be caused by e-cigarettes. Not only just JUUL e-cigarettes, but all sorts of e-cigarettes, including modified e-cigarettes that are coming from China and elsewhere. So one of the things that I wanted to find out is, what is it like to buy one of these JUUL packs? What is it, if any, do they warn about on these JUUL packs? What do they tell you about when you're opening these JUUL packs, and what's inside? I've never seen one, I've never used one, but unfortunately we know that they've been used in my community. I know they've been used in other places, in other communities, and sadly they seem to be very popular among middle schoolers and also high schoolers. So come with me, let's take a look at this. This is an unopened JUUL starter kit and see what it's like. First off, I bought it at a gas station, and normally they're $45. They're very expensive, very expensive. I got it on sale for $26, but it's not a cheap thing to purchase. You can see on the front it says JUUL starter kit, JUUL device, USB charging dock, 5% nicotine strength, 1 mint JUUL pod, and 1 Virginia tobacco JUUL pod. And then underneath that it reads, the alternative for adult smokers. So obviously you can see that one of the ways they're trying to promote this is, and we've all seen it in the newspaper and online ads, is that this is somehow a safer alternative to tobacco smoking. However, I have yet to see a single report where somebody who smoked tobacco cigarettes within months comes down with a lung disease like the ones they're seeing in this particular epidemic. This type of obstructive lung disease is requiring children and also young adults to be placed on ventilators in emergency rooms, and many never recover. And as I said earlier, we've already had over a dozen deaths, and those are children. People who smoke cigarettes obviously get lung cancer over years and years and years, sometimes decades and decades, but not with these devices. So the jury verdict is clearly out on whether or not these e-cigarettes are actually safer than tobacco smoking. And I would submit to you, until we got a lot more data on this information, pretend and act as though these are not safer than tobacco smoking. So, last but not least, you can see up here there's a big warning at the bottom. The warning says, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an active chemical. Before we open it, I want to inspect this whole thing. I want to give JUUL the opportunity to fairly see that I've looked at all pieces of this to see if there's anything else of note. On the side, it reads starter kit, 5% nicotine strength, 2 JUUL pods. On one side. The other side just has nothing, it just has pictures. I presume these are the JUUL pods that are inside, but I don't know. We're going to find out. And then on the back, there's quite a bit of writing. It's pretty small writing, but we're going to read through this and see what it says. And specifically, I'm looking for warnings of dangers about this particular product. The first thing it says is 1 year limited device warranty. So I guess this thing comes with a warranty. 1 JUUL pod contains 0.7 milliliters with 5% nicotine by weight, approximately equivalent to about 1 pack of cigarettes. Okay, let's think about that for a moment. This little pod, if you're a high school student or if you're a middle schooler, are you really going to think you're smoking an entire pack of cigarettes just by smoking one of these pods? I doubt it. Pack of cigarettes, I believe, has 20 cigarettes in it. This is telling you that this pod is the same as inhaling 20 full cigarettes. Number 2 says, learn more at JUUL.com. Manufactured for JUUL Labs in San Francisco, California. Number 3, there's ingredients. The ingredients are glycerol, propylene glycol. Flavor is nicotine benzoic acid. Flavor, it doesn't say what specific flavor it is. We have no idea if this is blueberry or raspberry or any kind of flavor, but something. Then it says 2019 JUUL Labs Inc., protected by issued and or pending U.S. and international patents. patents JUUL.com intellectual property list. And then there's a California Proposition 65 warning. For those of you not familiar with California, they have what's called Proposition 65, which is a law that says if there's anything remotely likely to cause cancer, there has to be a warning. And it's very broad. I mean, wine has Proposition 65 warnings on it in California. And it says this product contains chemicals known to the state of California to cause cancer and birth defects or other reproductive harm. That sounds pretty good, but honestly, just about every product in California darn near has that warning these days. So I'm not sure it really differentiates or puts any warning for anybody who's taking a look at this. And last but not least, I see a warning. What does the warning say? It says, warning, contains nicotine, which can be poisonous. Avoid contact with skin and eyes. Do not drink. Keep out of reach of children and pets. In case of accidental contact, seek medical help. And then obviously at the bottom it says sale only allowed in the United States. And then there's a second warning, which is identical to the front. You can see here, I read it to you earlier, is the nicotine warning. The exact same warnings on the back. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Okay, so that is the JUUL Starter Kit pack. I've read you everything that's on this. So let's open this up and see what it looks like inside. What is $45 getting you at the gas station these days? It sounds like a trip to the emergency room is not unusual. Okay, so it looks like there's 2 packs. Not sure if you can see that, but let's put one there and a second one. That's it. I've opened up the pack. This is really just a sleeve, apparently. So we got 2 packs. I don't know, they both have different pictures on the front. Maybe you can see that. This one's got like 2 small. I'm guessing these are the JUUL pods because it said it had 2 JUUL pods. I think JUUL pods is what has the nicotine in it, but I don't know. We're gonna find out. And I think this is the actual device you stick the JUUL pods in. All right, now you can see on the back is the same, and the front. I mean, they've got, look, let's take a moment. They have nicotine warnings all over these things. You got front and back here. I can't. Front or back and front. Front and back. Front and back. I mean, they are warning all over the place regarding nicotine. Nothing I've seen yet about lung disease. Nothing I've seen yet about obstructive lung condition. We've also seen reports of vaping and e-cigarettes being linked to seizures. And I haven't seen anything yet regarding warnings about seizures. The FDA warned about that only a couple of weeks ago. So again, right now, so far with what we have done, the only thing that probably would cause anybody some concern is something about nicotine. Okay, and very few people, I shouldn't say that, I wouldn't expect a child like a middle schooler or a high schooler to know that nicotine is one of the most addictive chemicals in the world. You know, we hear about cocaine, we hear about heroin, but nicotine is extraordinarily addictive. Okay, so let's start. I want to start with, what do you think we should start with? Let's start with the big thing first. Again, same warnings. I'm looking closely to see if there's anything different. Here we go. JUUL device USB charging dock. So this is the delivery device. Okay, this is like the cigarette, the white cigarette, section that holds the tobacco. Okay, and I'm guessing these are essentially the tobacco. This is the cigarette. Okay, USB charging dock, and you can see this looks like a thumb drive. And this is a big issue that we're having in middle schools and high schools across the country, and the schools can't catch them. It looks like a thumb drive. This could be a thumb drive almost that you stick a bunch of documents on or download a bunch of tests on or whatever you're doing for history class. So there's nothing unusual about this, obviously very easy to conceal. On the back, let's see what they say. Anything warning-wise, there's a 1-year limited device warning, another reference to the patent, more information if you want to go to the website, and the same California Proposition 65 warning I read to you a little while ago. But there is a not for sale to minors. Keep away from children and pets. That's interesting because I had to open this to find the not. Isn't that interesting? I had to open this to see not for sale to minors. Not for sale to minors doesn't exist anywhere on this sleeve. And you notice that it was sealed to begin with. So one of the issues we've seen in the JUUL situation is the alleged unrelenting marketing to minors that has occurred online. That is a significant part of many lawsuits that have been filed representing youths and minors who are now fully addicted to these things, that there weren't adequate warnings. And as you can see, there's no warning regarding minors on the sleeve. So we got not for sale to minors, keep away from children and pets, and that is it. All right, so let's take a look at what's inside here. What does the USB charging device look like? Okay. This is what's contained inside. Pull these pieces out. This is a kind of, there we go. So we got a pretty big, like I said, it looks kind of like a USB device. And I'm guessing this is the USB port. There it is. There's the USB port that you could just click into. If I had a USB port here, I could show you. Everybody's seen that. You just click this into a computer. And look, if this is the part that charges the device. Won't work unless it's charged. If you were a school teacher and you saw this little thing in somebody's computer, you wouldn't think it was anything bad. You probably wouldn't even notice it. If you were a parent and you walked into your child's room and he had this, you probably wouldn't even notice this was in their computer. And if you did notice it, you probably thought maybe it was a device that used for like a wireless keyboard, because it looks a lot like that, or a wireless mouse. You wouldn't think twice that this was anything of concern. So for the parents that are watching this, this is the first thing I would look for in your children's computers in their room. Anything like this, I mean, we're talking, what is that? Maybe an inch, maybe. Anything like that, stick it in a computer. And I'll tell you right now, we already know it's not a thumb drive, okay? Here's the cap. And here, okay, you can, I don't know if you can see this, there are two little like battery ports in there, okay? So in some way, we're gonna find out how this works, but there are the battery ports, and you can see there are battery ports on this side too. I'm not sure how this all works yet, but I suspect the second pack is going to help us in that regard. So let's put this here. Here's the USB device, and make sure you can see it. And I'm sorry if you can't. I'm gonna, oh, whoa, look at that. It's a magnet. I just realized that. So it's magnetized. I wonder why that is. Interesting. Okay, so this goes right here. All right, let's take a look at this. It says flavor multi-pack. 5% nicotine strength, 1 mint JUUL pod, 1 Virginia tobacco JUUL pod. Okay, so my guess is the kind of greenish one, probably the mint. And the velvet one is the Virginia tobacco JUUL pod, which is kind of interesting. So I guess if you, for people who have become accustomed to cigarette smoke taste, that's probably the one that they would want, the tobacco JUUL pod. And then the mint one is going to be more appealing to obviously a child, somebody in middle school or somebody in high school. And think about that, parents. If your children are starting to smell like mint and they never smelled like mint before, you need to start thinking that possibly there could be vaping going on, especially if you're starting to find these sorts of devices in their computers. Let's look and see. Again, you can see prominently displayed in the front is the nicotine thing, or the nicotine warning, and also the nicotine warning on the back. I want to see if there's any sort, on the side it says 2 JUUL pods, 5% nicotine strength. And on the other side it says 2 JUUL pods, 5% nicotine strength, okay? On the back, are there any warnings? Let's take a look at this. Again, learn more about JUUL.com, or go to JUUL.com. It's got the ingredients, nothing different than the sleeve said. There's a reference to the patent pending. There's a California Proposition 65 warning, that same one I spoke to earlier. And then finally, the same warning that we saw on the sleeve, which says contains nicotine which can be poisonous. Avoid contact with skin, eyes, do not drink. There's nothing on this particular one regarding sale to minors or not for sale to minors. And I find that interesting that we only have it on the device, but not on the actual devices that have the tobacco in them, or I should say the nicotine, which is the poisonous part. Okay, why they chose to only put it on the device that has no nicotine in it, but no warning regarding sale to minors on the actual one that has the poisonous stuff in it, it baffles me. In any event, let's take a look at what's inside here. Okay, so we've got, look at this. This is interesting. It's almost like a pharmaceutical pack, almost. You've got a blank pack up here, nothing in this one. And then here are your two pods. There's your Virginia tobacco pod, and there's your mint tobacco pod, I assume. Open these up. Start with the mint one first because of all the information that's been out there about children getting addicted to these things. Obviously, the better it tastes, the more likely children are going to try it. Most of us, if we've ever tried tobacco smoke, it tastes awful. That's one, at least, line of defense that keeps some kids from even starting. Or if they do start, they never do it again. Okay, look at this. This is interesting. Here is the pod. And if you can see that, there is like, I call it an oil substance or a liquid substance in there. That is clearly the vaping active ingredient that you inhale. Okay, so this one's the mint one. See if it smells. Oh wow, it smells like mint. Totally smells like mint. That's interesting, and it's a nice smelling mint. I mean, it smells like, you ever had those peppermints at a restaurant? And they leave them out, and you grab them as you're walking out the door. That's exactly how it smells like. It doesn't smell like a fake mint. It doesn't smell like a kind of a halfway mint. It smells like a peppermint. It's a nice smell. It's a pleasant smell. All right, let's take a look at the Virginia tobacco smoke one. All right, here is the Virginia tobacco smoke one. Let's take a look at. All right, I'm going to put these side by side. Look carefully. In case you see this, realize we're not zooming in, but let me describe this for you. The mint one is more yellowish than the Virginia tobacco smoke one. It's more clear. I'm guessing, although I don't know, that whatever flavor's in here that causes it to smell like mint makes it a little more darker. This one's the Virginia tobacco smoke. Let's take a smell. Let's see what it smells like. Doesn't smell like anything. Doesn't smell like smoke. There's no scent to this. So for the parents out there, I don't know what this tastes like, and I'm not going to taste it. But assuming this doesn't make somebody smell like it, because you have read a lot and heard from other parents that they can smell the mint, they can smell the cotton candy, they can smell the raspberry. But this one, I bet, this one's odorless to me. So my guess is it would be odorless if a child were to inhale it. And that makes it harder for you to detect if you're a parent. So just a word of caution. So let's figure out how this works. I don't see any directions. So I guess you're kind of left to figure this out. There we go. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna put the Virginia one here. I'll put the mint one here. We got the device right next to us. And here's our little instruction guide. It says JUUL on the front. I don't know, for the men out there who's ever gotten Harry's razor blades, it kind of reminds me of the little packet of instructions you get with your razor blades. It's well done, it's clean, it's nice looking. Let's see how it works. How to get started. Number one, remove colored cap and insert pod into device. All right, let's take this one first. Keep pod sealed until ready to be used. Okay. It looks like this is, we already know what that is. This one's gonna be interesting. All right, I don't know if you can see that. That was interesting. When I put it in here, tell me if you see the little light turn on. Did anybody see the little light? I don't know if it turned on when I first time. You see a little light there? My guess is that's telling you, all right, you got it in right. Okay? All right, we got that part taken care of. We got the tobacco pod in there. Make sure JUUL is fully charged before use. I assume it is. No buttons required to turn it on. Okay, there's no on and off button. First, take small puffs to get a feel for the vapor. I don't know about you, but I can smell something now. Maybe it's the mint, but I can, my hand, no, my fingers don't smell. First, take small puffs to get a feel for the vapor. Okay, so right here, it almost looks like battery charging ports. And then, see that side? They're holes. Okay, you can tell I'm a rookie at this. I don't know what I'm doing, but they're the holes for the inhaling. So I'm not gonna do it, but you would put this in your mouth, inhale, and blow out. That's exactly how that works, okay? And I'm guessing here, look at that. It's a magnet. You got charge ports there. That's your charger. I'll tell you right now, that's what's charging the device. You get done smoking this one, you take the other one, stick it in there, tell me if the light goes on. Now you know it's ready to use. You use that side. Pretty sophisticated little device, I have to say. And just imagine how easy it is to hide that. I mean, if you're a boy, you could hide that in your shoe pretty easily. You could hide that in your sock real easily. If you were a girl, you could hide that in your bra real easily. And just think about putting that in your backpack. I mean, just think of all the zippers that your kid's backpack has on it. You're gonna have to really dig deep to find these sorts of things. Let's go back to charge it. Tap device twice gently to show battery life. Tap the device gently to show battery life. Charge device and dock for 1 hour. Indicator light will pulse while charging. I don't have a USB charge port here right now. Unfortunately, I don't have one on the side of my computer here, but I think if I did have one, you would click this in. Just like I was showing you, that's why it's magnet. Now I know why, because it charges it. If it's green, it's close to 100% charged. If it's yellow, and it's that same light you saw when I plugged it in, if that's yellow, it's 25 to 50% charged, and if it's red, it's under 25% charged. Okay. All right, and the final one, you're gonna be interested in this. It says, find your flavors, okay? Be sure to try all flavors. Your favorite might surprise you. So number one, you have a mint and it says crisp peppermint flavor with a soothing aftertaste. I told you, it smelled like peppermint. The second one is Virginia tobacco. It tastes like rich, unmistakable American tobacco. That's the one here. Okay, there are two others. Mango. Rich mango with hints of tropical fruits, and then cream. Notes of vanilla, silky custard, and creme brulee. You can see there, you can see all the different colors. You got the velvet we got the mint we have, you got the mango color and the yellow. And finally, you've got a little support part here, giving you a phone number if you have any questions, if you want to chat. You can also speak to a JUUL expert, day or night, for help getting started with JUUL tips and support. So nothing on here about minors shouldn't use, nothing. Nothing's on here at all about age, anything like that. The only place we saw it was with the JUUL pods, not for sale to minors, was the only section, but the actual directions doesn't have anything about that. The sleeve has nothing about that, and the device has nothing about that. I hope that was informative to you. I hope that was helpful to you. It certainly was helpful to me. I think I learned a lot today. I know what to look for. I hope that if there's one parent out there that perhaps finds something in their kid's room and can help their child prevent them from becoming an addict, which they are likely to become if this doesn't get under wraps right away. Thank you for watching. Again, my name is Jason Ochs, product attorney Jason Ochs, and this is your Wyoming Health Watch. And if you want to watch this again, just go to wyominghealthwatch.com. Thank you.